Oh, do I feel good today? Ladies and gentlemen, is it Christmas morning? It took everything I had not to bust out the Chiefs gear in the morning. But rest assured, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, as we break down for a full hour, the Ravens and the Chiefs and NFL game number one, your boy will be all decked out in red. Welcome in to your daily sports and sports betting brand of record. We call it Driving the Line. You can call it hashtag DTL. We are live every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Starting this Sunday, we'll be live at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, breaking down all the 1 o'clock games, all the 4 o'clock games, and getting you set for the entire NFL day. Speaking of DTL Prime Time Live, brand new name, brand new start time, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday. We'll be live, and I cannot wait. Now, as we lead in to the first NFL day of the year, we're coming off a fantastic day from the crew. Look at this. AB, no issues. The crew, you guys nailed it. Charles gets a check. My man DG gets a check. And Seabass, apparently, you find out you're going to have a little baby boy, and you go 2-0 in the heartland. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we have a brand new podcast. You guys have been downloading it all over the world. DTL, the podcast, it drops around 2 p.m. Eastern Time every single weekday. Today, it's me, Seabass, and Z-Man breaking down Chiefs, Ravens, and what Darius Slay has been saying from the Philadelphia Eagles. Can I encourage you to please hit that like button on the way in? It really helps the show grow. Any question today, put them into the chat. We'll answer them for you in real time. Now, Howie Schwab would have loved today. And as long as I am breathing, as long as I am the host of this show, he will always look down on us. The Howie Schwab Crew play of the day. Here are your choices. Ravens plus the 3. Lamar Jackson, he is an underdog. Chiefs minus the 3. And then how about the totals? Over 47, under 47. Those numbers according to our good friends over at DraftKings. Now, on a Thursday, when I'm trying to keep myself calm, I've got the best crew in the business. And I'm telling you right now, they have grinded for 8 freaking months. From day one when we had nobody till today when we've got everybody and when we're growing. Sincerely, from me and AB, thank you to all of you at home, but also those guys that make up what we call the crew. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the picks. Ooh, look at these glorious faces. My only question is who gets the first 15 seconds of the NFL season? Well, when you go 2-0 and you also are putting a little overtime at home, it's only right that I come to the only 5-star chef in the game. Seabass, you get the 15 seconds.
Morning, Coach. Morning, crew. Thank you. It's been a while since I got the 15 seconds. And not only that 2-0, if you guys are exclusive members, we hit that parlay as well. Good thing because you, Darvish, only went 2.2, giving up a bunch of runs, but we got the 4Ks. Yeah, appreciate everybody. Thank you all so much for all the love on the new edition, the little boy coming soon. It's great to see all that on social media yesterday. So thank you guys.
I hate to bring up a negative, but you know me, I'm just a messenger. And I saw somebody on my Twitter and I don't think it was real. You tell me if it was real. Somebody that looked like you, somebody that looked like your wife with paints, and then they wrote SAWFT. I don't know what it meant, Seabass. I don't know what it meant. Did you really do a video with paints?
We did. That was the gender reveal. It was black and white, and then it faded into color. Listen, I don't have control over these things. I just do what I'm told. Happy wife, happy life, Coach. It's what gets me here in the morning to be with you guys.
Right. You're damn right, and that's a very good answer. By the way, shout out to Doug.
There's the one right there.
Whoa! All right. Now take the. Oh, that's really, really nice. All right, now, shout out to Doug, our brand new premium member. All right. If you guys are not premium members, what do you get? Well, you get the video of our brand new podcast every single day. You get crew exclusive content, as Seabass just said, which cashed a lot yesterday. So that's what you get. Now, he is our numbers guy, and he's always breaking things down like nobody else can. Welcome to day number 1 of the NFL season, Rafael Esparza.
Good morning, crew. Good morning, coach. I was the only one that had the big X next to them because I faded Caitlin Clark yesterday, and I still think she scored in dishing assists right now and grabbing rebounds. But it was a great game. They're in the playoffs. There's probably going to be closer to Caitlin Clark would be closer to getting MVP than Angel Reese would be closer to getting Rookie of the Year right now.
A lot of talk about the WNBA. Go see Mike. Welcome to our premium world. By the way, Charles Barkley, very, very vocal yesterday with Bill Simmons about how the WNBA has dropped the ball. Now, he is the man from the dirty. And it's so nice to have a little soccer back today. He's got a nice smile on his face over there. Charles, good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach, crew. Yeah, a little soccer back in. Congratulations once again, Seabass, and on a great day as well. Actually, 3-0, so it's quite impressive. So, yeah, very excited. Plus, truly excited about tonight. Prime time. So, yeah, ready to get it going.
I can't wait for DTL Primetime Live. I'm so excited. We've got AB working behind the scenes, making everything look like $1 million, and it's going to be a big show. And we will be live again 7 p.m. Eastern time. Now, he is the last member of our crew, but very, very important. We call him DG, live from Memphis, Tennessee. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Listen, I love that we have 2 new crew members in today, but if you have not seen Charles, we'll call it the former After Dark, tonight on DTL Primetime Live, that's the best Charles. It might be the stay on your toes, Charles. You're going to get even better than that. It's going to be your best Charles you've ever seen.
Oh, I love it. I love the love that everybody's giving. Go see Mike. He says, thanks for the love, crew. Jason says, hey, Mike. Guess what day it is? It's football day. Now, I got a text just a few minutes before showtime. And as you guys know, I have broken stories. In fact, during a playoff game, when Patrick Mahomes got hurt, I beat CBS because I have inside sources inside the Chiefs organization. And I sent out a little flyer this morning, guys. I said, hey, what is the vibe inside the locker room for tonight? This is what I got back. Excited, need to get rolling early to take King out of the game. King meaning Lamar Jackson. It's more electric than last year's Lions game. So if we hear that from a person inside the Chiefs locker room, DG, let me come right back to you. We've talked about it here. They've got to get out and going. Does this change anything that you had in your mind?
No, I think that's simple, but I would think that it's not the king for Lamar Jackson. I think that's Derrick Henry. I think he's considered the king if I'm wrong, but I believe that's Derrick Henry, which would be smart to take him out because he does run over the Chiefs usually every year when he played for the Titans. So I think that's trying to take Derrick Henry out.
It's a very early time of the season for you to be dead to me. Now, Charles, as we think about the game tonight, we've got the AFC West coming up later in the show, but the energy in the chat, the energy with us is just up just a little bit, and it seems like the energy in Kansas City is up. Does energy and motivation matter to you at all when you're thinking about the opening of the NFL season?
It should, especially for a team like the Ravens that had 9 months to stew on that playoff loss as well. I'm sure that's been brought up every day by the coaching staff and the veterans as well. So through OTAs and training camp. So I am sure there's definitely motivating factors going into this week and this season at large.
Rafael, you're always looking at things from a numbers perspective, a sportsbook perspective. What is your mind doing today when you hear all of the little nuggets before yet another, as I like to say, glorious NFL season?
I got to get my mind going that I'm not actually in the books anymore, because day one in the NFL is a dreadful day for me. I hate week one in the NFL because that means I'm working 7 days a week. I'm looking at numbers and money coming in all day long. But now I'm trying to get the love back. This Vegas Sportsbook took the love out of me in the NFL working for 13 Super Bowls. I'm trying to get that love back. I'm excited. Great matchup today. I don't want to we will the Kansas City Chiefs right now. I don't want you on my bad side early in the morning. I'll get on your bad side tonight. But it's going to be a very interesting game. The big money all in on the Ravens. The last couple of 6-figure bets all been Baltimore.
Well, I tell you what, it's all about enjoying, and I'm telling you right now that right here, what we're not going to do is we're not going to not enjoy the process. This is where people come to laugh, to have a good time, be positive, and be a part of the crew. And that's exactly what we're going to do every single day. In fact, Seabass, this morning I woke up, and a little something we're going to do with you is have you teach us a really good, from time to time, tailgate recipe. And I can't wait to start rolling those out over the weekend, sir. Thank you for the extra effort.
Absolutely. I love food. So what better way to do this? And just to Raphael, the way you feel about sports books is kind of how I feel about restaurants. Like working in restaurants, I don't want to go to a restaurant. I want to come home and eat a burger. I want to eat a hot dog. I don't want to cook fancy food all the time. So yeah, I feel your pain, but I'm excited. I'm ready for tonight. I'm ready for the season. Player props. Here we go. Like, yeah, it's go time.
Boom, boom, and boom. All right, now. Chip says, I come here to win. And that's exactly right. So let's get to the picks. And Charles, I'm going to come over to you because we now have, after a few days of an international break, which makes no sense to me because it's only been like 3 weeks into the season, but that's the way they do it. But where are we going today? Let's start with your straight plays, please.
3 weeks into the new soccer season, and we already had that international break, but the UEFA Nations League does offer some interesting spots to cash, and first on the card features Denmark, who has averaged 1.7 team goals at home over their last 25 matches, while Switzerland has scored an average of 1.4 team goals over that same span of play. No matter how I break this match down, I keep coming up with a 1-1 type final score. So first play will be the both teams to score. Secondly is going to be the over 8.5 corners. These are corner machines. Denmark matches average 12 total corners alone as well. So once again, this is UEFA Nations League, Denmark, Switzerland going off at 2:45 p.m. Eastern.
All right. A lot of different things. You got to be very, very careful because soccer is a big, big deal, not only here at DTL, but around the world. But there's a lot of different things all going on at the same time. So be very careful. 2:45 Eastern time. We'll get back to your parlay in a moment. Now, DG, I'm going to come over to you because a bigger part of DTL Primetime Live will be our props section of the show. And you have started early today. And in fact, despite a lot of the negativity around Harrison Butker, the Chiefs says, hey, we don't care about any of that. They made him the highest paid kicker in the league in the offseason. And tonight, you think he goes at least 2. Start there.
Yeah, Coach, I woke up this morning and I walked into the kitchen, asked my wife to make me an egg sandwich. She told me no, she had to go to work. So I made it myself, and I'm going to cook up a little kicker prop for you. We're going to start with Harrison Butker over 1.5 field goals. It's minus 130. There's a little potential rain. I don't expect it to hamper on his field goal kicking abilities. But the model that I have, shout out to Mark at Better Days Ahead, we come together to make a model, and it spits out a number of 2.5 field goals made. So I love that. And the reason is because the Baltimore red zone defense, that they've only allowed 36% TD rate when they get into the red zone. So anytime that you can get a team that is very good into the red zone, what that means, just kind of explain a little bit. When you get to the red zone, they expect you to score a touchdown. Most teams do. Well, they're not scoring at a high rate when you're going against Baltimore. So that's why I love Harrison Butker for over 1.5 field goals at minus 130.
Country Kane agrees with you. He says, DG, I agree with Buckner from the Boston Red Sox, 1986. Is showing up on DTL today. Oh, boy, that was a rare night in baseball history. DG, great stuff. Great stuff. Now, did you want to do both of yours, or do you want me to read to you up on everything to make you the star of the show?
Listen, it's up to you. I'm just here trying to do my best, Coach.
Of course you are. How about we go to the defensive side of the football?
All right, we're going to go with Roquan Smith, over 3.5 assists at -110. And if you look at his number on tackles and assists, he has a number of 9.5. It's still good odds. I'm not scared of that. The problem is he's not really doing it at such a high rate for solo tackles. And so I went ahead and looked at the assist rate for the Chiefs, and they have a very good assist rate. So they're not getting a bunch of solo tackles. And so when I looked at this, it was 11 assists versus Kansas City last season when they matched up. And so I expect him to go ahead and get. And without Patrick Queen, he's going to be the main guy on defense, tackling everywhere. So I'm going to go Roquan Smith over 3.5 assists at -110.
Think about how big of a beast this guy was last year. 158 tackles, 84 of which were solo, which means what, DG? He would then have 70 or so that were assisted, correct?
That's correct. So a little under half.
There you go. A little under half. I love that play from DG tonight. By the way, shout out to Scott. He's in Vegas tonight. Hey, guys, I'm here on the strip in Vegas. Pictures incoming wearing my T-shirt. It better not be a DG shirt. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. By the way, shout out to the newest member of the crew. Sports runs on Diesel. Keep them coming. Everybody's going to become a crew member now that football is here. That's what we expected, and we want everybody, and we welcome everybody. Now, DG has gone. Charles has gone, almost. But Seabass, let me come over to you because my heart hurts. My heart hurts. You are fading Patrick Mahomes, but you're thinking that Zay Flowers against this always suspect defensive backfield will have a good day. Let's do both.
Coach, I don't know that Mahomes is going to have a bad day. I just don't think he's going to get over 267 yards passing today. Look, as I was researching this, every stat says over, 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 over. He did it in 8 games last year, which means the other 8 he didn't go over. But one stat tells me that this has a good potential to go under. On Thursday nights, Patrick Mahomes only averages 244 yards passing in a game. Now, the last game against Baltimore, he also only had 241. Baltimore, revenge game for them. I like Patrick Mahomes to go under that 267-yard total tonight. And then Zay Flowers. He's the guy for Baltimore. He's a big play guy, deep threat guy, can stretch the defenses. I like him over 60 plus, right? The line is actually 52.5. You can get that at -120, but I think he has a big game today. He had a huge game in the playoffs against Kansas City, so I like him. I'll take the 60 plus and get a little extra money out of it, a little more value there.
Both of these plays, if you go back to the playoff game that Seabass was talking about, the Chiefs 17-10 win on the road when nobody said they could get it done, both of these would have hit in that game. Mahomes hit the under. Zay Flowers hit the over. Well done, Seabass. By the way, James said he is on the under in attempts for Mahomes tonight. We will have a very special section on the show, almost every single Primetime Live, that just focuses on the quarterbacks. We have found in the last few years that people love betting on yards, completions, attempts, touchdown passes. So we're going to focus, especially when you got 2 former MVPs going head-to-head tonight. So, James, we'll be talking about those attempts later at 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight. All right, Raphael, let me come over to you. Because you and I, we've had a really good relationship for 8 months. And then today happens. I would love for you to explain to me why the Chiefs at home in front of 80,000 screaming fans wearing red and white and Chiefs hats and Chiefs shirts and Chiefs socks and Chiefs shoes are not going to go over this number. Explain yourself.
I want to make you in suspense a little bit longer because I want to break down a couple things. Harrison Butler, that over 1.5 field goals opened up at -105. So it's got bet up to -130. I went out shocked at game time when we're discussing this tonight. It's probably -135 action all over that. So that doesn't shock me. Love that play as well at -130. Even though the juice is high, I think it's a great play, only getting -130. Kansas City, I just think it's going to be an under game. I think both teams' defenses are going to be a little bit more ahead of the offense, and both teams, Baltimore and Kansas City, 24.5. We saw 17-10 last time he's played in the AFC Championship. What makes it any different? Baltimore Ravens defense really good. Their last 6 games last year, they averaged 14.8 points a game against that defense. They're not going to give up a lot of points. They know what Kansas City has. Kansas City knows what Baltimore has. Granted, they have an older running back. Baltimore does. That's the only difference. I think it's going to be an under type game. I'm not saying that the Chiefs are going to lose. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I just think a low scoring game, 24, and I'll take the under.
You say it so nicely. It's very, very difficult to be mad at you, Raphael. It truly is. It truly is. Austin Thomas says, Thompson says, can we talk about the Justin Tucker revenge angle? Austin, I love you, brother. But we will never, ever talk about a kicker revenge angle on this show. No matter how much Kelsey and Mahomes got a little bit in a tiff with them over where the helmets were at. It was nothing. But thank you for the question. Now, Charles, since you are the producer of this show and of this brand, you've given us your straight plays, but you decided to go into the Nations League today and give us a first half parlay with plus money because you're always thinking about the good people. You're up, sir.
Well, we just need a first half goal in these 3 matches. First up on the card, Azerbaijan and Sweden, Portugal, Croatia, and then Serbia and Spain goes off at plus 190. And just to throw in a little extra stay on your toes live play, that same Azerbaijan and Sweden match, we're going to grab both teams to score, and that one goes off at 12 p.m. Eastern.
Yes. Do you have something on Azerbaijan?
No, I just had a quick question before we dove into the next one. Yes, there's football today, the first NFL game, but keep an eye out for the late 2 baseball games in NBA. I can guarantee you the odds makers or sports books will not care that the Padres are playing tonight, will not care that the Mercury are playing tonight. You can get a soft number because they may get hits and not move the number because they're too worried about all the NFL action. Just because it's NFL, don't sleep on baseball. Don't sleep on late soccer. Don't sleep on the WNBA day because you could get a soft number that someone was sleeping at the wheel.
That's my guy right there. Tigers, Padres, 8:40 p.m. Eastern time tonight. About 60 miles from where I'm sitting right now, right in between L.A. and San Diego. That's always the nice thing, Raphael. I'm glad you brought that up, that when you get into September, and you can see today a lot of the picks are, if not all, are football or football. And you can miss. There's 9 games today. You can find little pockets of good betting. And the sports books, you were there. How much when, like, this day started, did the focus behind the wall go, hey, yeah, let's put the numbers up, but we got to focus on all this football?
It's easy to forget. I remember being back at MGM. It was Atlanta Hawks were playing. I do believe they were playing Toronto, and it was a Thursday night football game, and everyone was betting Atlanta Hawks, and we forgot to move the number. Next door, Mirage had -7. We still had at -5 because we were just sleeping at the wheel watching all that NFL money come in. You just have to be very cautious, and you have to keep your eyes thinking there's other sports besides the almighty NFL playing right now. As an odds maker and as a bettor, look for those soft spots. You can make a lot of money just because there's football on.
Great advice. By the way, a member of our crew, Soupy, he is in the chat. He will be doing a lot of fantasy for us this year. So if you have any questions for him, put them into the chat. He will answer them for you in real time. By the way, Omar says, Raphael, preach, brother. Preach. That's what I'm talking about. All right, you guys know. It seems like we've been doing this forever, right? It's only been 24 weekdays. But today is the last day. And as I put this together, I did this on purpose. It's called great producing, if I do say so myself. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the final day of our 24 days to the NFL. Producer man, if you don't mind. It is the AFC West. It is the Chiefs, the 2-time defending champion Kansas City Chiefs. No team in the Super Bowl era since 1966 have won 3 Super Bowls in a row. You've got the Raiders. Devontae Adams says, hey, all those reports, don't read them. Don't listen to them. I'm not unhappy here in Vegas. The Chargers, they got a new head coach. Jim Harbaugh coming over from Michigan. And then you have the Denver Broncos. No more Russell Wilson. Their win total is very, very low. So, DG, I'm going to start with you. What we do in this segment, we pick who we think will be the winner of the division and the most important player. Let's start with the team. Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chiefs here. Listen, I know that number is not good, and it's probably something I would not take a stab on a bet. But man, I just looking at the rest of their division, I don't care what the Chargers did or didn't do or what's happening over there. There's no way I'm taking any of these other teams in this division. The only way is if Andy Reid gets sick and can't coach, and if Patrick Mahomes isn't the quarterback. That's the only way the Chiefs aren't winning this division this year. So I have to go ahead and go with the Chiefs.
You're damn right. By the way, shout out to my girl Tina. Yay, I made it. Better late than never. Oh, and then how about down here? Seth says, this is can't miss content, Tina. Better late than never. This is the only show that you need to worry about every single morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So, DG, probably if you wanted to, and man, this would take a real degenerate to put a future in a parlay to bring the number down. I guess you could do that, but my goodness, you want to stare at a parlay for 5 months? I don't know. So let's stay with that Chiefs mindset. Charles, coming over to you.
I'm on the back at Chiefs to win the AFC West minus 260. Yeah, I'm with DG. I'm not a fan of this number, but the Chiefs have won this the division 8 straight years. Plus, it's a weak division as well. But you also may want to look at Chiefs to win the AFC conference in whole. That's actually going off at plus 300, and they've won that 4 out of the last 5 years as well. But for show purposes, Chiefs to win the AFC West at minus 260.
Always looking for a better number. I like it a lot. Okay, so we've got 2 on the Chiefs, but then we have 2 on the Chargers. Seabass, coming over to you because of that Chiefs number. There's a really good number on LA. Talk to me.
That Chiefs number is just ridiculous. It's like we talked about the other day, the guy in the live tennis bet at minus 10,000 and then still lost. I just don't want to drop that number. Chances they probably will win the division, but at plus money on the Chargers, new coach Harbaugh, I'm going to take the Chargers.
And we come over to you, Raphael. You think the same way?
Well, I just got a text from my source over in Kansas City, who's the water boy for the visiting team over in Kansas City. And I agree with everyone. I ain't laying minus 260 on the Chiefs. If you want to lay the Chiefs at minus 260, wait to see what happens today. The sky is not going to fall if Kansas City loses today. That number will come down drastically if they go 0-1 if the Ravens win. I just think the Chargers and khakis, I have a little more trust, and I like that number because double Super Bowl hangover, it can be very, very weird for this Kansas City Chiefs team this year. But I'm going to wait to see what happens. I'm going to say the Chargers just because of that number.
Wait a second. I could have swore that you just said that we can live bet whoever wins the AFC West after the first game or after the second game.
Oh, yeah.
Is that possible?
Yes, it is. It is very possible. You could put that. They'll put futures up now these days, all the way up to probably close to 5 and 6. Now, let's say if Kansas City goes 6-0. And they're 6-0, they're going to take that division down. But if it's a close division, let's say if they lose a game and the Chargers win, or the Raiders are stay red hot and start off, they'll keep that division open. Now, if someone's just walking away with that division, they'll shut it down. But I would wait to see what happens weeks 1 or 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think after Raphael has spoken 3 or 4 times today, it would be an appropriate time to just stop for a second and ask yourself one very simple question. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. Now, DG, I'm coming over to you because last year it was an absolute circus when it was revealed that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift were a thing. And then they became a thing. And now as we're leading up to the game tonight, all anybody's talking about is this, what do you call it? Thing that came out from his publicist that says they have a plan for the breakup on September 29th. Kelce says it's all hogwash, but the fact that he even has to deal with it is the distraction. Why do you think he's the most important player in this division?
I was putting my daughters to bed last night, tucking them in so nice, a little burrito, and I asked them one simple question, Coach. Who's your favorite player in the NFL? You know they're Swifties. So they said Travis Kelce. So I went with Travis Kelce. He is the X factor if they want to win a Super Bowl. And not because he is not as good or because he is great. It's because we don't know what we're going to get out of this guy because of what's happening on the outside. So honestly, I had to go with Travis Kelce because Mahomes is awesome. But anytime you need a big play, Travis Kelce has to be there. So if they want to win this division, they really do need Travis Kelce to be the man he is. But mainly, if they want to win the championship, they need Travis Kelce. So I think he's the most important in the division, but also on the Chiefs.
Brand new contract extension. He is the new highest paid tight end in the entire league. And for those of you who are wondering, Taylor Swift is scheduled to be there tonight. Now, does it make sense that when I'm talking about Taylor Swift, sweetheart, you can walk behind me. It's okay. School's way more important than a show. That my 16-year-old daughter needs to get to my printer when I'm talking about Taylor Swift. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. Also, these two last year, come on, guys, come on in. Last time we saw these two at the Super Bowl, we were doing a video on the IG. JJ, do you think we're going to have another video 3 straight years?
Is that a question?
Is that a question? Kayana, you're a great singer. What do you think?
Oh,
You got to talk in the microphone, sweetheart.
My bad. They're gonna win, no doubt, this year. Again, 3rd time in a row.
All right, go ahead.
Everybody saying it's because Taylor Swift. All right, she just sucking A. She's not a part of the team. All right, it's all P. Holmes all dang day.
All right, go to school. Learn something. Love you guys. See you later.
Oh, I need kids.
Oh my God. Oh. You're like their uncle, Raphael. They love you. You're like their uncle. Those two are my life. Life. Oh my God, I love them so much.
I don't want to follow them. I don't want to follow them.
Raphael, I'm coming over to you. I need to see the actual screen because I got distracted. Justin Herbert from LA. Talk to me, Raphael.
Well, last night I was tucking my wife into bed, and I asked her who's the most important person in this division, and she told me, "Get out. I'll see you after March Madness." But I think it's going to be Justin Herbert. Because who's left after him? If he gets hurt again, it's Tyler Heineke. I think the way the Chargers are set up, they're going to be a run-first team. That's how what a Harbaugh is, run-first team. I think that's going to help Herbert, and this helps. I think he's going to rely on the run so early, and then he'll get hot maybe in the second quarter, out in the second half, because the team defenses are going to be worrying about that run game. I think the Chargers can be a sneaky team if they can all trust in khakis and run the ball successful. It's going to be about that offensive line and the protection that Herbert gets. He could be a big key factor.
I hate to admit it, but people forget because Harbaugh had that, 5-6 years in between his NFL run. He was a really good NFL coach in San Francisco, but he never could quite win the big one. But a division and having a quarterback, we forget he was an NFL quarterback for the Colts. He won playoff games. That's who Jim Harbaugh is. All right. Now, Seabass, you also feel like Mr. JH is the most important. Why do you think so?
Justin Herbert was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL for about 37 seconds last year. They'll re-sign. But they signed the guy to a big contract. He's going to have to perform. New coach, quarterback-friendly coach. If the San Diego Chargers have any chance to win this division whatsoever, it's going to be because of him. So he's got to be the most important player. I'm taking a line from Charles here. Why not, right? Good quarterback, most important position on the field, San Diego. Los Angeles Chargers.
It's okay. I make it all the time. I saw somebody on the local news the other night say that out here. And it's been like 3 or 4 years.
Listen, I'm still calling the Redskins the Redskins. They're never going to be the Commanders coming from this area. Even though I'm not a fan of them, they're always going to be the Redskins. So
that's right. You live in that Washington, D.C., Virginia, Potomac area.
Yeah, that part.
All right. All right. Now, my man Charles is nothing if not consistent. And every single division, he has played it the same way, which I appreciate. You're going to go with the man who has a chance now, and it's the unthinkable. If he can be successful this year, after what he did last year with that very suspect supporting staff, supporting team, this might be one of the greatest runs we've seen since, Tom Brady. Oh, yeah. Why do you think Mahomes is the most important?
I mean, I don't even think it's close who the most important player is in the division with the Chiefs. I don't even think it's close who's the most important player in the league. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes at this point is next level. Then, hey, here's another interesting prop. Same as we've been doing all week. You can look at Patrick Mahomes to win the MVP and to win the Super Bowl. That's going off at plus 1,600. So that one definitely has some sprinkle potential.
I absolutely love that you've done that the last 2 days. Raphael is shaking his head. What are you thinking, Raphael?
It should be much higher. I mean, with all the factors that Kansas City has, and I think that the conference, the AFC, getting so much better, it should be higher. That's right there is telling me that everyone's betting at that low of a number. Any other quarterback, even if it was Tom Brady, would probably be the same number of Tom Brady, and he's just not Tom Brady-ish yet. That just tells me there's a lot of tickets, but that should be higher.
All right. Very, very good. By the way, speaking of quarterbacks, you guys know I always do deep dives late at night. I work way too much, 24/7, because I love you guys and I love this show and I love this brand and I love everybody at home. So I stumble on things that I think are entertaining, or some things are horrible. Has anybody seen it's about a 4-minute Manning cast, basically the commercial for the Manning cast this year? Has anybody else seen that? No. All right. So for those of you at home that have not seen it, basically the Mannings, Eli and Peyton, are sitting there talking to their dad, and they're saying, what can we do different this year? And his dad looks at him and he goes, I'm thinking Tony. And they think he means Tony Award. And so they call their agent and they get a theater for one night only. In this video, and I didn't even write it down, Roger Goodell, the head coach of the Rams, the Dolphins, they do an actual musical where they sing on stage and dance and all this kind of stuff. It's one of the most creative things I've ever seen to promote an ESPN2 simulcast. It's hilarious. And then at the end, Roger Goodell is so upset that they're so good, he pulls the power and kills the entire thing. You guys got to go see this. It's incredibly entertaining. Incredibly entertaining. Yes, Raphael.
Just got alert first. 6-figure bet on the Ravens just came in right now in Las Vegas. It was -3 was even money. So we'll see if that trend goes throughout the day. So very interesting.
Now, how much does it matter which book it's at? But when you get a big bet like that, how will that affect the line movement at all at a specific book or overall?
I can guarantee you that book that took it are answering phone calls to see who it was, if it was a noble, big better, or if it was just some guy off the street that just has a Kansas City jersey on and just bet it. So that's probably the research right now. Right now, most of these books are having penny lines, even money lines. If you see an even money line or plus money on the Chiefs right now at home, that's telling you that they're really heavy on Baltimore money, and they're looking for home money to come in. And I think that's what they're asking right now. I think every book needs KC money right now because they're flooded with Baltimore money.
All right, something to keep an eye on. And we will, of course, update that tonight on DTL Primetime Live. New start time this year, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, if you were not here at the top of the hour, because we are at 10:38 a.m. Eastern Time, don't worry about it. We go through every single pick just for you in a little segment we like to call the Whip Around. All right, we cannot forget, as Raphael said, about baseball. And a lot of the books have shifted because a lot of the numbers are off. So you can bet on two guys in the same game, and those are the numbers. Jorge Soler, if you know, you know. Ozuna, or Turner Schwarber, Rooker Raleigh, Garcia Langford, Walker Yastrzemski, one of the great names in baseball history. Charles, where are we going today?
Let me go with that Christian Walker and Yastrzemski plus 285. I was looking at the Adolis and Wyatt Langford, but yeah, I think I'm going to go with the biggest number on the board. I think we're going to see some runs again in this series. So for show purposes, Walker and Yastrzemski plus 285.
Boy, Christian Walker has just turned into an absolute beast. Let's go right below you. Seabass, what do you like?
I'm surprised that Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber line is only plus 150. Kyle Schwarber's already hit home runs in 3 straight games. You're going to give me 4 games and I can only get plus 150? I'm going to take Kyle Schwarber and Trey Turner plus 150.
Very fair. Very fair. DJ, I'm coming up to you.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Jorge Soler and Marcelo Ozuna. They're going against Austin Gomber, and I know that line is not good, but they have really good numbers against Austin Gomber. So at plus 115, I'm going to have to take those guys.
And we talked about it the last few days. The Braves are right there. Braves and Mets, they cannot stumble. They need their studs to play like studs. Raphael, talk to me.
I'm a little sad that we did not mention the Cubs pitcher no-hitter yesterday, but that's because of NFL rules. Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, give me the plus 150. Schwarber's hit 4 home runs in 2 games. Plus 150. Are you crazy? Schwarber hits another one today.
In our thread last night, I just saw somebody, I don't know which one of you it was. The Cubs do not suck tonight, Raphael, but just tonight. All right, we got several plays today, and don't forget we'll have more picks on the show tonight, props, spreads, totals. But right now, we need to stack that cash. I need all of them from you, Charles. Start us off.
UEFA Nations League, Denmark, Switzerland, both teams to score. This was like a 1-1 to me. And Denmark, Switzerland over 8.5 corners. These two teams are just flat out corner machines. And then we have a Nations League first half parlay. So all we need is just a first half goal in the Azerbaijan-Sweden match, Portugal, Croatia, Serbia, Spain, and lastly, stay on your toes, live play, Azerbaijan, Sweden, both teams to score.
Boom. I love a little stay on your toes play from my man, Charles. Raphael, let me come up to you. You like the Chiefs not to go over 24 tonight?
Yeah, there's nothing like getting the coach's blood boiling at 742. Chiefs team total under, I said it, under 24.5, laying a $1.20. The Ravens defense is just outstanding. They haven't allowed 20 points in 6 straight games. Defense would be ruling tonight. Give me the team total under 24.5.
Let's stay in that game. Seabass, I'm coming over to you. You like something on the offensive side and the offensive side. You're up.
Offense rules in the NFL, coach. Patrick Mahomes, under 267.5 pass yards. I've seen in the chat here that line has probably moved a little bit. I still take it under. Thursday night's not his friend. On the other side of the ball, Zay Flowers, big game for him tonight, I think. 60-plus reception yards at plus 120. If you think that number might be a little bit high, you can also get the actual number 52.5 at minus 120.
Love that analysis, Seabass. DG, you're up.
Harrison Butker over 1.5 field goals at minus 130. Baltimore's red zone defense is really good. They're going to force a lot of field goals in this game. And they're going to go with Roquan Smith over 3.5 assists at minus 110. A little known fact, Patrick Mahomes has a 40 passer rating, 20-plus yards. So everything's going to stay underneath. So you get a lot of potential tackles right there for Roquan.
All right, 158 tackles last year. Very quickly, a question from the chat. Raphael, I'm coming to you because I cannot pull up the number right now. Question, do we like the over in the D-backs Giants game tonight? I believe that's from Brian. Brian. What do you think? What is that number, Raphael?
It is 7. The over is shaded at minus 120. It's an afternoon game, so wind's always different in San Francisco when it's an afternoon game. But the way the Snakes have been hitting, I would probably take a shot at the over at 7.
Even when they lose, the games are still going over. It's not like their pitchers are lighting the world on fire. So they've been a really good over team lately. We hit it, I think, in all of the games against the Dodgers, and then this afternoon in San Francisco. Gentlemen, we are now about 8 hours away from Ravens and the Chiefs and the launch of the NFL. And in this world, you cannot underestimate how important and how dominant the NFL truly is. Seabass, you are going to be on Primetime Live tonight. It will be your first Primetime Live show before an NFL game. What are you most looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to Sunday, Coach, when I'm going to be on, because tonight I'll be not around. But I'll be watching the game. I'll be tuned in to see you guys. Give me some work to look up to for Sunday night. But yeah, Sunday.
I'm a next level host right there. Just next level. I know that Charles will be there tonight.
Yeah, I get the inaugural. Yeah, I'll take that spot, Seabass. Yeah, truly excited. Nothing like the NFL. Even though it's it's a U.S. domestic sport, I still get highly entertained by the NFL. So excited, ready to get it going. Big hopes for this season. But just remember, though, this first week of the season, take it easy. These lines have been out since May, so they've been bet on for how many months since May. So just be careful. Week 2, we get fresh lines, fresh information as well. So never go crazy week 1. We still have 16 more weeks left in the playoffs.
That's exactly right. Soupy says he'll be there tonight on the first show. DG, we got 4 nighttime shows, and part of what we're going to do is look ahead. So tonight, we're going to look ahead to tomorrow, and it's the Eagles and the Packers. And because of tonight, I don't think a lot of people have talked about what's going to be an incredibly important game. You got Jordan Love with the new contract. You have the Eagles trying to bounce back from that disaster at the end of the year last year. Have you even started to look at tomorrow night yet?
Yeah, I've looked at it a lot. And you look at that Brazil game, there's a lot of controversy surrounding it. But if you look at the turf there, it should play very fast for the offensive side. And so that's something to kind of look out for. But also, the Green Bay Packers have a really good red zone defense. And so it might be a kicker prop on that side. But Coach, tonight's game, I got a little something I've done over the years. There's a no sweat bet on one of the books. I'm going to put that on Derrick Henry at plus 600 for the first TD. If for some reason he doesn't score the first TD, guess what? You get better odds on just any time touchdowns. And so I always do that. I always use that for the big plus 600 for Derrick Henry for the first touchdown. And then from there, I'll go ahead and move it if he doesn't have the first one. So a little way to get better odds.
I mean, that's nice. I mean, it's cute at plus 600, but we have a little segment on our primetime show that you have to pick the first touchdown of the game, and it has to be plus 1,000 or higher on every primetime game. So you're going to have to not pick Derrick Henry there, big boy, and you're going to have to find somebody else whatever night that you happen to be on. Final nugget, and Raphael, I'm going to let you close things out. The crew at home, so important to us, they have chosen the Ravens plus 3 as their crew play of the day. Your thoughts as you represent the crew?
Great play, Crew. That's the outstanding play, the best play on the board today. Be very cautious. I don't think we're going to see that much line movement, 3.5, or we won't see a 3.5, 2.5, 3, where the books are fading on this one. So not like normal times where we're going to see maybe a point different once these big bets start rolling in all day today. If you like the plus points, grab the plus 3. If you're waiting to see if you can get Kansas City back to 2.5, or if you're going to take the 3, make sure you get the even money or the plus 105. Plus 102 or minus 102 DraftKings has right now. Make sure you get the best juice if you're going to take the home team. But I'm just excited to see what type of money is going to come in on this big game, because it's very rare we have the first game with 2 big quarterbacks playing on a Thursday game. The money's probably going to be flying in because people are just jonesing for NFL on a Thursday.
Oh, cannot wait to see it all right before the game. 7 to 8 o'clock Eastern time tonight, right here. DTL Prime Time Live. I encourage you to follow all my guys on social media. I encourage you, if you're not already, subscribe to our channel. Like every single episode. It truly does help the show grow. And then share it with anybody that you know. We want to grow, and this is the time of year that we do it. Gentlemen, I value all of you. Thank you very much for your efforts. We'll see some of you tonight. We'll see some of you on the podcast that drops at 2 p.m. Eastern time every single weekday. Today it's me, Seabass, and the Z-Man breaking down Chiefs and Ravens, and Packers and Eagles, and all that good stuff. It's not a pick show. It's fresh content every single day. So with all that being said, I'm hyped. I am hyped. I am ready for tonight. I am ready not just because it's my team, but it's because the NFL is the greatest sport on planet Earth, and it's not close. So now it's time for all of you to try to concentrate at work, to go out into the world, be kind to one another, be honest with each other. That's the only way that this thing can work. And understand this, there is only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my attacker, Lobo, my man from the Dirty Charles, the only 5-star chef in the game, Seabass, my man from Memphis, Tennessee, DG, our numbers guy, Rafael Esparza. And never forget about producer man behind the scenes. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about right here at DTL. Good luck.